Authors, I really don't want you to think of anything as a last-ditch effort when you are querying. My name is Gina. I'm an author, editor, publishing professional. I help you make your writing better. I have an entire playlist in which I talk about the differences between traditional publishing and self-publishing, and in there I also talk a lot about small presses and the difference between presses that accept unagented submissions versus having a literary agent. And I go through a lot of the pros and cons of a lot of different career paths that you can have within this industry. And Ness asked, is it better to keep querying small presses as well, or should I leave those for last when I am querying? So basically hinting at, if I can't get a literary agent, then should I go to small presses and take whatever crumbs they can give me? And I don't want you thinking that way about your writing. Your writing is not deserving of crumbs. Your writing deserves the care and attention that it deserves. It deserves to be respected. It deserves to be treated carefully. You deserve to be paid for it fairly. There are some books that are going to be worth more dollars out on the market because they tap into something that is zeitgeisty, or it is something that is of massive import to culture as a whole. There are things that are going to be financially worth more money, but that does not make that book inherently more worthy, if that makes sense. Your book, your story is worthy of care and attention and respect, no matter how many dollars it is worth out on the market. Which is why I want you to make your publishing decision based on what is best for you and your work. You might be happiest at a small press because you have a small, quirky, quiet book that isn't going to garner enough attention for a big 5 publisher to be able to pay you a 6-figure advance, but also your working style fits better with their small mom and pop, we're all in this together as a family co-op kind of a vibe. You might choose self-publishing because you want full creative control, and it doesn't matter that you don't have a big distribution reach. You want full creative control, and too many people are going to ask you to compromise no matter what the size of the publisher is. But in each of these scenarios, you are making a decision based on what is best for you and your book. You are not making that decision because, well, that's all that's left to me, I guess I'll take it. And here's a thing that a lot of people don't want to say out loud, but I often deal in harsh truths, so, come back to this video when you are ready to hear something harsh. There is a chance that the book you are querying simply isn't publishable. It isn't ready to be published yet. You have not completed all of the steps on your writing journey to have written something that is ready to be published, that somebody is willing to pay you for. But that means it's not ready to be self-published either. Self-publishing is still publishing. So if that project is not ready and it needs to be shelved, you don't want to go to this small press thinking well, they accept everybody, and then you get rejected. Because small presses still turn people down. They still are not going to put out a project that is completely unpublishable and is just very amateurish writing all around. And I don't mean that as an insult. I mean that we are all amateurs until we get to a point where we're able to be paid for our writing. So don't think of all of these opportunities in a hierarchy. Do research and understand what these different career paths mean for you within the publishing industry, and move forward with the thing that makes the most sense for you. If you think you're going to be happy at a small press, then bypass the querying process with the large presses and the big 5 stuff. Bypass that altogether. If you know that you want to work directly with your editor without a literary agent in between, that's your prerogative. You should know why you're doing that, and you should do that on purpose and not because you're willing to take whatever crumbs publishing will give you. Your story is worth more than crumbs. It deserves respect, and it deserves to be handled in a way that is worthy of you and the work that you have put into it.